Good morning. Welcome to Grand Thumb Farms. I'm doing the Zero to Hero challenge on Maizy Lou Farms. I realized a couple of things at the end of the last episode. First of all, we are in 3-day seasons instead of two. I thought I changed it after the start of the season and it wouldn't take place until winter. I was incorrect. And secondly, I didn't activate the apples. So fortunately, we're still in October, so I didn't miss a full month of apple production. But I need to activate those apples. I'll do that in just a moment. I'm headed to the shop right now because I turned on precision farming and I wanted to get the Isera Pro. I think it's the Isera Pro or Scout, the Isera Scout, so I can uh, get my field tested. And I'm going to work today on trying to uh, move forward as much as possible. I'm going to do several contracts. See if I can get some money so I can start buying some more of my own equipment. So I could be self-sufficient, not having to borrow items from the people I'm doing contracts for. In the used market, there's a couple of things that I have my eye on. One is the tractor, and it's a Massey Ferguson 9S large tractor for 94,000, 64% off. I think that would be I know it's a second large tractor, but it's one that's not a wiggly tractor. That was a mistake that I bought that one in the first place. And the second item that I saw was a mower, the Elho mower, and it's about half off. So I'm going to need a mower because I do have the grass field. I'm not so worried about the mower. I can still wait. I've got several months. But to get the tractor, that puts me in the right direction. But I'm not going to buy anything until it, I'm closer to being able to use my own equipment. So let's lease. I'm going to lease the Isaiah Scout, and then pick up a couple of contracts and get this day started. So the leasing price is 867. Yes, thank you. Now I don't have anything to actually use this. I don't have a tractor that can use that. So my first contract, I'm going to use one of their tractors and scout the field. Also the apple productions. I need to get started. So go ahead and activate the normal, just the water on both of them. So that's now activated and running. They're set at 100% right now, and if it's too much, I can change it to either 80, 50%. So it's not just crazy fast. But we're going to start out at 100% and see what it feels like, and then go from there. And also decide if we're going to put the apple to apple juice production in, but that'll be later on today. So I've got the 21,000 after the leasing of the Isaiah, and for contracts, we start off the morning with a couple of cultivating that I'll get. I don't know that I'll do these just because of the time. We'll have to see if anything else comes up. I will get the stone picking, and I'll lease that other stone picker. But I am going to start off by accepting the cultivating contract. And I will continue to borrow the items for every contract until I'm using my own stuff. And even if I use the equipment from Walter, for instance, on Ben's property, then I'm still going to lease from both of them. So, nice big cultivators. They should be relatively easy. I'm going to get in this big old New Holland V8. Yes, V8. And I'm going to grab the Iseria. Gonna look itty bitty on this big old tractor. I guess I'll go ahead and get the weight on. I don't need it for this, but so I won't forget it. It looked like there was a strap on that. Didn't know what that was. Okay, I got the weight, got the Iseria, and I'm gonna head to the farm to get my, what are they called? Sensors? My test the soil samples. That's what it is. All right, meet you at the farm. All right, arriving to the farm, we unfold the scout. I like that animation. Get our working lights on. I did turn the time on. I realized I hadn't started it yet. Maybe we can get some daylight here pretty soon. And line up to make our first soil sample. Okay, let's try this again. Hard to look at the little bitty map and get it right. And which button is it? Oh, there we go. And first sample away. I'm gonna knock these out really quickly. All right, that's all the samples taken. I just need to send them off. And they should come back very shortly. No apples yet. I guess it's not super fast. $1,500 for soil samples. Probably could have saved some money. Well, I guess it's $1,500, $2,400. I don't know that I could have just gotten the field samples without the rental of the Scout, but I like to use the Scout. Fold that up, get back to the shop, and start my contracts. And I'll be back after I knock out a couple of contracts, see what pops up, and see if I can make some money this October. I'll be back. Well, I'm headed back to the shop after a long day of contracts. We had some success, some failure. It turns out I had two spraying contracts, and both of them were withered fields, and I was obviously unable to spray a withered field, so those failed. Plus, I had to pay the money I owed on the borrowed equipment. And I had a rolling contract that didn't complete. It got to 90 something percent. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it may have had to do with precision farming and the tram lines. So I'm considering getting rid of precision farming just because of the contract woes. And then I also decided to do a red beet contract, which in itself is a trick because there's no tank on this harvester. So I had to have my partner back there follow me the whole time. I used the follow me mod, and not quite sure how much she ended up charging me. I guess it would be under finances. Hired. The it's vehicle cost, sold wood, sold products, fertilizer costs. I also have to buy fertilizer. Wage payment. They charged me. I got charged $1,300 using the follow me mod. But it was. I think it was a successful day. The contracts I finished. I did 3 cultivating, 1 harvesting, which was the beets off of here, and I believe I ended up making a little over 3,000 in extra beets, the red beets. I did force complete the rolling contract, and I had the stone picking. So if we started with 13.6, is not where we started, but that's because that's after that I got the extra income from the red beets. And I had to rent, or at least the other stone picker, the El Host Scorpio 710. So that cost me another $2,000. But all said and done, I ended up the day with 67.5, which is not completely bad, but it's going to be a long haul doing just contracts. I do believe we're close to having a couple of pallets of apples, which is great, but the going rate for a pallet of apple is around $600. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And the apple juice is almost 3 times that. So for $10,000, I can put down the little juice production. And I think I'm going to do that. I might as well take it to the next step. So I'll do that as soon as we get back to the farm. And I had a lot of time to think about our strategy. And it feels like we need to buy the farm as soon as possible. And one of the reasons is because there's so much gained in all the area around the fields, plus all the extra land that the farm has that we'll be able to utilize, and being able to start animals sooner rather than later. So I think all those are benefits. I know this is going to be the way I'm playing it. I know it's going to take me a little bit longer than some of the other folks playing because I don't use hired help to do my contracts. I'm doing it all myself, and I'm working towards being self-sufficient. I don't mind it taking longer. I just feel like I need to feel some type of forward progress, and it seems like uh, that it's very slow going, and that might be the way I'm. Obviously, it's the way I'm going about it, but I'm going to see if I can speed up the progression, maybe get through months more quickly or something like that. So the apple juice production, I think what I'm going to do is put it right over here. I need to figure out, I guess, the dump is on this side, so I'll do the pickup on the right. That looks good. I just need to move it as close to the property line as possible and make sure I have it straight. Sorry about the error. I think that'll do it. Smooth things out a little bit here and put a little more grass back in. All right, so we have a production for the apples to apple juice. And like I said, I think we're about to spawn two pallets. When I was peeking, and looks like yeah we're at 9:27. So by the morning we should certainly have one pallet out of each uh, group of trees. I also need to make a few laps with the water tanker and get some more water in these trees, and I'll do that I guess in between episodes. And to see, excuse me, that's what the apple juice is going to look like. I thought the trigger was over here. Hello. Well, let me peek. I like not having the triggers visible, but helps to know where they are at. Where they are. Oh, over here. That's close. So 5 apples for 4 apple juices. That'll certainly make it worth the money. And if I was to put up a uh, greenhouse, I could get grapes. And I downloaded a couple of greenhouses today that I haven't really looked at. And I didn't activate them either. No, I didn't. I have this one. It does grapes, but it's a little much. So I may have to end up with using one of these. And if I do just grapes, I'll get one of the small ones. I'm not going to get a huge one and have the grapes just inundate. So anyway. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for October. We're going to roll into November. I'm not sure what kind of contracts we'll have. I doubt there'll be many. I haven't done enough contracts to know what month spawns what kind of contracts. Also, I believe I'm not sure a rolling contract is not an add-on or a mod. So I may, if it is a mod, I may take it out because I don't want that to be the reason it's not. I wasn't able to complete it, and I think I may discontinue the precision farming just so I don't run into problems that tramlines tend to produce until they get it fixed. So we may have wasted that money and time this morning by surveying the field, which we didn't even look at to see how it came out. So it's loamy sand, and the pH probably it needs lime. It's got for I believe for grass, it's got way too much nitrogen, and we won't know anything about yield until after we harvest. So I may throw some lime down, uh, but that's a decision that will be made tomorrow. Oh, only other thing is the Elho mower is gone. The tractors are still here, but like I said, I think we may be aiming towards the farm. And when I say the farm, I mean the farm that's over $400,000, and working our way up from there. Although the tractors are still around, I don't expect them to be there tomorrow. The only other thing I do see is some bale wrap, and I think we may go ahead and buy this because it's a good deal, and I'll go pick it up tonight on that trailer, which again puts us in the spot where we don't have a way to unload it. So I may end up getting. Originally, I was talking about getting the. And I'm going on and on now. Originally, I was talking about getting the Ford that goes up to 150 horses. This one here, but instead, I may just get something a little smaller, the 85 to 102. This one's 4-wheel drive. This one is not for $2,000. Just something so I can pick up pallets. I need to be able to do that, but I'll keep my eye out for that. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope that you see me in the next one. Have a good day.